like ramping up to shoot that scene for 4 years, something like that. Nothing, give or take. And they also put it right at the end of the entire filming, so 6 months of standing on my toes, like waiting for the sort of most important part of the whole thing in my mind to happen. And when I got to set, I was just as sort of nervous and terrified as I expected myself to be. Sorry. Anyway, so when I got to set and I saw everybody sitting in the pews, and it was just so beautiful, and I had to go get locked away in a room for the rest of the day. At that point, I had to be locked into my dress, and I had to sort of protect it, and it was also like Secret Service style crazy security. So once I was locked into the dress, I was in wedding mode. But before that, I was actually able to have that experience that you want to have, that's sort of more personal and outside of it, and then sort of go into it for the rest of the day and just be there for the rest of the day. And I ended up being much more relaxed than I thought I was going to be. It was like, you know, terrified, and then, whew, fun. This is actually sort of my day. It sounds so lame, I know, but, yeah.
All right. After the wedding. I understand that you guys shot the scene in Brazil, and from what I saw, it's a gorgeous location. Can you talk about just shooting in Brazil and the location that you guys were at?
Brazil was amazing. It was really amazing the day we got there, and really beautiful and warm and everything you'd expect. What?
It's the photographers. They're asking them to lower their heads. Guys, come on.
Sorry if that sounded threatening.
People really need to be walking by right now.
Yeah, it was beautiful the first day, and then it suddenly, for the remainder of the shoot, was not only raining but like hurricane storms. so that was exciting. So a lot of the original stuff we shot for the honeymoon was, you know, playing. It was kind of like having a honeymoon in England. We were playing board games instead of like making love on the beach and all those things. We're sitting like wrapped in blankets inside. But yeah, we fixed it. Well, Bill fixed it.
Well, Taylor, I've got a question for you as well. But before,
did you have more fun playing Cedric Diggory or?
Well, I was only... No, I don't know. They were both really, really fun. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing when I was playing Cedric, because it was so early on. I mean, I didn't even particularly know if I wanted to be an actor at the time, so it was fun in that respect, considering I was genuinely just playing around. But, you know, Twilight has really changed my life, and you know, it's allowed me to live in this world which is very difficult. It's almost impossible to find another way of living in it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Edward, obviously. Edward was really, really fun.
Great answer. Thank you.
I thought it was so cool. I think that we really did try to go as sort of hardcore as we could. It's definitely not your typical birthing scene. I mean, it took 2 days to shoot, and 2-day labor. It was really hard. But literally in the book, you know, there's this part where, I'm sure you guys all know, she's literally choking on blood that she's been drinking, and like just out of her mind, like, you know, because you've got, it was always in my head that, I mean, she's able to fight harder than any human really would be able to because of a little bit of that in her, literally. Now I'm like really embarrassed. Anyway, so, and also at that very part too, you get to see, and I got to play with having venom run through your veins and start to feel just like the hell that is, and that's after a moment of like sheer exuberance of looking at your baby for the first time, and actually being able to like have a moment of like calm breath, and then like out of the worst birth, violent, crazy hellhole into the next most, even worse. So that was fun. I was excited about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi guys. First of all, it's really nice to see you all again. And I'd like to make a comment. Rob, I was very pleasantly surprised by your back muscles in the trailer. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say nom nom nom. After all these years, you finally got to experience vampire makeup, and I wanted to know what that was like for you, and if Rob's whining was justified, or if he was just being a big baby.
So justified. I mean, you do feel so locked in there all day, although it helps too, like you're so much more conscious of your movements, and the contacts suck so bad that you can't see anything, and thus people cannot see you. I feel, you know, you can't. There's no getting in there, and especially when we both have them in, it's like. So yeah, no, justified, I think.
What was my favorite scene to film? I think probably the birth scene. It was kind of, it was different to anything. I mean, you never really get to, well, I never get to play Edward in a way that he's, I mean, literally is so aware of his own helplessness and and is very frail and human. I mean, normally he's kind of either controlling himself or totally in control of the situation, or pretends he is, and then he's just, there's no one else around, and it's just left with, he's trying to help Bella, but has no idea what he's doing, he doesn't know how to help her, and there's nothing he can do, and he's just desperate. And normally when that happens in all the other movies, Bella comes in and saves the day. I get the climax that I'm either going to get my head ripped off, or I'm going to kill myself with the Volturi. Every single time, like, Bella comes in and saves it. But Bella doesn't have to save anyone, so someone else, like probably Jacob or someone, comes in and saves the day. But it was nice to play just total, you know, he's totally annihilated by the situation. So it was fun.
You know, that's a good question. If the rest of you wouldn't mind answering either, and we'd be quick, you know, what your favorite scene was to shoot. Bill, do you have one? We'll start with you.
You know, it was funny because someone asked before, and it really is like, there's so many big things that happen, like the honeymoon, wedding, that they all, I really don't have one, because like they all were like these huge challenges that we were facing. So I have a lot of favorite scenes.
We'll go. I don't want to put you guys on the spot. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Next question.
Inappropriate, or just plain wrong. So, Taylor, you answer it. It's great. It's really nice being surrounded by hot girls all the time. It's the best thing ever. That's why I became an actor.
Good answer. Taylor, you want to take a stab?
No.
You summed it up?
There could be worse jobs. No, we have a lot of fun, and we're all, I mean, it is weird. I understand what he's saying, because I mean, we all are super close, and
So weird that we're all so hot. This has become the weirdest answer for any question. We have to be done with this now.
That's a great question. Thank you, sir. No, I do. I really like babies, embarrassingly, for a guy. Well, I don't know if that's embarrassing. I do really like them. And I like doing scenes with them, too. But it was really fun. It was kind of, especially in this series as well, you kind of, you know, you're playing this statuesque guy most of the time. And as soon as you have a baby, no one can be hard anymore. They can't contain their emotions, which is what Edward's been doing the entire time. You have a little baby in your hand, so it's kind of, it makes everything more human, inevitably. And also babies just in terms of acting with it, they just do their own thing, and so you kind of, it's more fun to just, you're basically improvising essentially with a baby, which is, yeah, it's really fun. I loved it.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Next question?
My question is for Taylor. Did you like playing the character in Abduction more than the character in the Twilight Saga?
No.
Why is that so funny? I honestly, I wouldn't be able to choose it. I mean, like I was saying earlier, they're such different characters. I mean, it's just the great thing is I was able to go from playing Jacob, who I really love, to playing another character that I was able to explore, who's also really interesting. But I would not be able to choose. That's a good question. You put me in a tough spot here, especially with everyone in this room.